Wow, so nice to have you all here. Thank you for joining. This is really a special gathering and one of our highlights. I have parents telling me, Bob, I have parents telling me that they were looking forward to this since their last daughter was here.
Oh boy.
We did it 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, she won't disappoint.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my mother-in-law. Yeah, I can mix them up too. They one's younger than the other. So my mother-in-law is
Nechama. New. Some of you remember me.
and this is Mrs. Treitel.
Tuky, Treitel.
My mother.
So I'm gonna leave it to them.
That's your mother?
That's my mother, believe it or not. Yeah. I'm still in shock.
What's a surprise?
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it to them to
Okay.
give over.
Okay. Do you know why we're here? I mean, we love to see you, but what's the extra reason?
I wanted to say that the girls just learned about Jewish pride, about speaking up for who they are, and
Amazing.
yeah, and
Okay.
having courage to really be the proud Jewish women that they are and becoming.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
I'll
amazing.
leave it to you.
Okay, we'll take it away. So do you know why we're here? Aside from saying hello. Yes, Harp. That's right. You want to say it a little louder?
Telling us about the Holocaust.
Telling you about the Holocaust. Okay, so
You read about it and I witnessed it.
this beautiful lady, who's my mother, who I call Mommy.
Can everyone hear?
Do you hear me?
Do we have mics? Do we need mics? Oh, yes. Sorry.
Hello?
You need these mics. No, not those. These. Yeah.
You want
Just clip it on somewhere.
Oh, that's so official.
Because
I feel like a
people
report or
put it- Some
something.
people put it,
Thank you, Joe.
Couldn't be here.
Thank you, over
Can you
here.
hear it?
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. So this will be heard, but you don't have to. Okay.
Is it on? Is it on? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So this young lady will tell you all about her experience when she was even younger than you during the Holocaust. So the first thing my mother's going to ask you is, do you know what the ask?
Yeah. Do you know what the Holocaust was?
Yeah.
What was it
Yes.
about? Let me hear. Who knows? What was it about?
Yeah, Harper's. Right. Right. When the Nazis came, the
Okay.
Nazis were German, right? And what did they want to
She
do?
knows, she knows. Let me hear.
The Nazis
Rome.
didn't like the Jews and didn't want them to be a part,
To be
Yes.
right, to be alive. Right?
And they wanted to kill all of us. Blame
So
like this. I should be a little bit more, should be sanitized. They didn't like us and they didn't want us to exist. They did not want you to hear saying, putting on Shabbos candles and eating kosher and all the things that we want to do. That's exactly what they didn't want.
right. So let's start from the beginning. So I'm going to call her Mummy, because that's what
Well,
she is to
that's-
Mummy.
that's
what
my
she is to me.
name to you.
So tell everyone where you were born.
I was born in Hungary a long, long time ago. And I was 7 years old when the Nazis decided that they don't need us anymore. So they came to arrest us. Okay. It's okay. One day a truck pulls up in front of the house and yells, a Nazi yells at my mother, everybody out. My mother was expecting her 9th child, and the other one, the older baby, was, I think, 15 months old in a diaper. My mother, not being lost, she wanted to put on 2 dresses on us. I said, no time for that, into the truck. So can you imagine? No seat belts, no seats, just like benches, wooden benches, because it was a truck where they transported the, what is children's?
For prisoners.
Prisoners. So we were all hoarded in there. And that's when my father came from the synagogue, and he sees from the corner what they're doing and had to make a very quick decision. What do I do? Do I join them? But if not, I will be able to help them. So he didn't join us.
Okay, we're going to pause here. Okay, so now we've heard just in a quick nutshell what actually happened, right? They were taking them away from their home, and their father, who happened to have been praying in shul in the morning and was coming back from prayers in the synagogue, and he sees what's happening. But let's back up, Mummy, okay? Let's ask you, what kind of home did you come from, and in what city did you live?
I was born and bred in Budapest, actually a beautiful cosmopolitan city, very, very fancy, very fashionable. And that's where I was born till we left till about 11 years old, till I was
After the
11.
war.
After the war.
Okay, and tell
And
us
then-
about your home. What
my-
kind of home did you come from?
I come from a very from home, very religious home, huge family. We are 11 siblings, now only 9, unfortunately. And it was a fun place. We always had fun, and we had a lot of people because we lived in the city, and not everything was available in the countryside. So everyone religious came to Budapest for treatment or to
See doctors?
see doctors, for surgeries, to have a baby, any medical problem or fashion problem. Had to come and make clothes because clothes were not, especially clothes that we needed with sleeves and properly dressed. So they were all coming to Budapest, and everyone stayed by us. No reservations needed, no cell phones, and no nothing. We just woke up in the morning and just looked up who's in our bed, and we were sleeping on a blanket on the floor. It was perfect. We loved it. Actually, my kids also loved it when I had guests and they slept on the floor.
Right. So you're saying that she didn't have her own bedroom. Wow. Okay.
Not until I got married.
Okay. And can you tell us about your parents? Tell us a little bit about your mother, and tell us a little bit of what your father did, just to give us a background about what happened when the Nazis walked in and what they left.
My mother was a lady and a very, like a mother, a real mother, really a mother to many other people, always welcoming, a huge, well, both baked and cooked and whatever. She had maids, but still somebody had to manage them. I know that once a week, like twice a week, they went to the market, 2 maids went, and with a wheelbarrow they brought back the goods, whatever. Like it was different living, even in Budapest. By the way, when I came here, the milk was delivered with horse and buggy. And the groceries, if you ordered groceries, it came with horse and buggy. Here in Montreal, okay? So, don't snub me. And my father was an industrialist, and that's why he was brave enough not to leave, because he was very capable. So he managed to befriend the Nazi whom he bought a Mercedes-Benz, and he was the driver. So it worked. I mean, that's how he saved us, really. God blessed him to have the means the brains that he was able to save us with a lot of things, because very few families came back with 8 children, and my mother gave birth in the ghetto to her 9th child.
Right. Okay. What was your neighborhood like?
It wasn't in the mid city. It was like more to the suburbs. It was very nice, but not that many shuls. We had a minyan in our house. We had a shul a little bit in our house, just for impromptu prayers when they gathered 10 people. But there was a Jewish school nearby. It wasn't like not too far, and that's where we went. That's where I started grade 1, and then on Hitler's Academy.
When people ask my mother what school she went to, she answers Hitler's Academy, because she left at 1st grade and traveled for the next 10 years. So she never really went to
like
school because of
gypsies.
the
I
war.
went to school, but in different countries, different
Oh, yeah.
languages.
Okay.
Kids are complaining about the language. In 3.5 years, we had to learn 5 languages. And we spoke it.
Right.
We spoke it. We went from country to country, and we had to speak. And everywhere we went to school, I picked up and left. And here I am.
Okay. What is the yellow star? Do any of you know what it is? Okay, and did you ever have to wear it, and what did that feel like?
First of all, anti-Semitism is nothing new. My brothers had to be escorted to go to the cheder, to a Jewish school, because they wore a kippah all the time, and they beat them up. We wore braids, and they pulled us on the floor with the braids, and no one stopped them. It was fine, like
This is before the war.
before the war. After the war, they were a little bit more restrained because they felt guilty. So many people got murdered. Budapest, Hungary alone, in 8 months, they murdered 450,000 Jews. So they were not shy.
Okay, so tell us, did you wear the yellow star?
Yes, but it was really sad. That's exactly what they wanted. They didn't want us to be fire people. And that's why they made the numbers on people that you have no names, you are like cattle. They just, to demoralize us and belittle us as much as possible. We wore the yellow stars, and it was very sad. We had to go, we tried to cover it up in this way, but it never worked. They knew, besides that, just looked at us, they knew we were Jews. But it just made it pointing out, you are different, you don't belong. And of course, there was a curfew. Nobody was allowed to be on the street certain times. You had to be indoors. So it was no honor, but we're here. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so back to when you were all taken in the truck, right? Because things got
By
really
that,
bad.
yeah.
and
By
then
that time, we
to
wore the
arrest
stars.
your family, you were wearing stars at the time, and they were arresting your family.
Yes.
Your father doesn't go with you, and you're all taken to where? And then what happens after that?
Well, they imprisoned my mother and my older sisters. They just get lost. They were roaming the streets. They didn't know where to go. It wasn't in our neighborhood, and nobody Jewish. Me, I don't know if it was the family. I don't even know. I forgot to ask my sister. She remembers. They were just said, "We're not babysitters. Get lost. Get out
Where
of
did
here."
they say that to you when they took you
Not
to the?
to me. My sister, I don't remember that
Right.
much because I was smaller, and somebody just, I don't know, took me in, and I was in.
How old were you?
7, not yet, about 7, turning 7, about that age. And they just placed me with 2, must have been all single girls, or I didn't have the husband. I don't know who it was. I really don't know. But I was just put there, and I was so sad. I was sitting and crying, I think, 2 full days until I don't know who took me away, but somewhere else. So here we were going from houses to houses, whoever took us in. It was not no fun time. But I remember that I was telling my father afterwards when we were reunited. I don't know if it was weeks or months because I have no clue of timeline. And I told him, I was crying 2 days nonstop. He said, "What did they say?" I said, "Make sure they don't see them." Of course they saw, but
Make sure they don't see.
I told my daughter Apu, I made sure they don't see that I'm crying. But
Right.
they were adults, of course they saw. So
Right.
that's.
So then what happens? Your father, what happens then?
After
After you
I
were
was
taken-
taken from place to place, and one day my father says,
So your father knew where you were.
yes, he always kept no
Tabs on you, okay.
Yeah. And one day my father says to me, "There is this man, you're going to go with him, and you're no more Jewish. You're not allowed to tell anybody you're Jewish. Your name is not Tuky, not Malka. Your name is Maria Lodic. And remember, you're not allowed to tell anybody that you're Jewish. Ever, don't tell anybody. So then, I don't know if you know the custom that the parents bless their children, especially before Yom Kippur, every father. By us, it used to be every Friday night, my father blessed us, put his hand on his head, on our heads, and he blessed us. And this is not so easy to tell you, but when he blessed me, my hair was wet with his tears. Remember who you are, but they call you Maria Marlavlovic. And that's how I went, and I went to a village, and I
And what else did he tell you?
Hmm?
Remember who you are
And you are a Jewish girl. Your name is Malka, but you're going to call yourself Maria Lodic now because you're going, and this will, he didn't tell me this will save you because we saw people being killed. So I was taken away then and to a farm in a village, and I slept with two girls on the same mattress, and
Describe the mattress.
It wasn't bad. That's what everyone used. It wasn't a mattress. It was a burlap sack filled with straw. Actually, it was very nice, and it smelled very nice when they put fresh straw in it. Okay, so stop, don't. Okay.
Wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad because a nice clean place, nice clean pillows, starch white pillows. No, please. And I remember that I had to wait at night because you can't go to sleep, you can't fall asleep without saying Shema. So I went to say, that's what we say before go to sleep, and when you wake up. So I waited till they fell asleep. I put my face in the pillow, and that's how I said Shema because I was afraid. I know I wasn't allowed to tell them that I'm Jewish. So I don't know if they would know if I mumbled something. And if they gave us to eat lunchtime, main meal was always lunchtime. So to say a blessing, I ran out to the garden for something. So I said a brocha then and ate not kosher. But the pork I could never eat. I couldn't swallow it. I just could not swallow it. They were serving it. I could not. I didn't know what it was, but I did not touch it. But I ate everything else. So.
Whom did you go? Were you alone in this
No.
countryside, or
no,
you went?
I had my younger brother there and a younger cousin.
Two 5-year-old boys.
1 4, 1 5, yeah.
That my mother was in charge of.
I don't know if I was really in charge, but they were there. So to say a blessing, I knew I was older than them. So to say my da'ani and to say a brocha, a blessing on the food. I was older, I knew. So somebody had to tell them.
Right.
So.
Okay, and why did your parents send you so far away from the city, away from them
because
and your life?
Because it wasn't safe to be in the city. The city, it wasn't safe. And my parents, with the older children, they were more able to move around. They constantly like to move around and find hiding places.
Because they had to hide because the Nazis knew the Jewish families and where they lived. So they couldn't stay in their old home, in their regular home. So they had to keep moving, and little children are hard to pick up and schlep and move, right? You can't, and keep them quiet, and they shouldn't
was given
cry.
Away somewhere else. We were on different places.
So that's why
after the war, they didn't know who my mother was. And the lady that kept
her baby brother her two baby brothers didn't recognize their own mother.
So the people that came back after the war, and they brought back the children, they stayed there with us, with our family. Till the children realized, everyone calls them mommy. It just in a couple of days it worked.
Okay, so back to the farm. So you're in the farm with your brother and your cousin nearby.
Yeah.
And what happens that changes the course of what's supposed to happen? What would have happened of the hiding, right?
Of the hiding. There was a calf that was born on the next farm, and my cousin and my brother, they're fascinated with it. They never saw anything like this, and they loved it. They were so cute. They came to watch them.
They were city
Calf.
children. They never saw animals. They lived in the city, but now they were in the countryside and they were next to a farm, which they never experienced. So they were fascinated.
Fascinated by the calf. They were just obsessed with it. So they went every day to see it. We loved the calf. We're buying the calf. Okay, the farmer said. And all the small towns everywhere I saw in Russia, where I was in Poland, right next to the
Farms?
anywhere, the intelligentsia sits around in the afternoon. There's not much work. I don't know what they do, but they're sitting around and they're all talking. Even like I was in Poland or Russia a few years ago, they're all benches outside on the road and they're sitting there schmoozing. So they're teasing my brother and my nephew that, yes, you buy
Your cousin?
my cousin, and that you can buy the calf. But the calf has to be able to nurse and to walk, and you can't go before the nurse. So they come every day to check, and they come and check. And the other men are sitting there on the bench, and they're teasing them. Sure. Oh, they're standing up and now they can walk. We're taking it. It comes up, they time it, 2 weeks are up. We want to take the calf. Of course, we needed a calf during the war, and in Budapest, you needed a calf after, absolutely. So they say, but you can't just buy things without money, and you have no money. My cousin says, we have no money. I have to go back. My mother and her sister married 2 brothers, so we always lived together. The business was together, the factory, everything. So my cousin says, when the Russians beat the Germans, can you imagine, politician, and says, Russians beat the Germans, we get back our factory, we can buy the whole town. And these gentlemen on the bench, they say, these are not French children from the city. These are Jewish kids. If they have a factory and we get it back, these are Jewish kids. And instantly the 2 boys were arrested because the police chief was sitting there. And for me, they only came later. They take me in and I see
Into where?
Into a big room. They said it's a police station, but now I'm older, I saw it was a billiard room. So, because now I know it was a billiard. And they asked me, my brother and my cousin standing there sniffling, wiping their noses, what's your name? I said, my name is Maria Ladic. Your real name? My real name is Maria Ladic. He picks up the billiard stick and says,
it's like a pool tape, a pool that you play pool with. So he picked up a big stick like that.
Yeah, and says, we'll beat you till you bleed and you'll say your name. And I very fastly says, you can beat me, my name is Maria Ladic. I didn't change my mind so quickly. My cousin got so frightened instantly. Europe in the olden days it used to be when you say your name, you instantly had to say your mother's maiden name. And she says, her name is Mariana Gestetner, mother's name Gisela Solomon. And it was over. So there we were, and they wouldn't let me go back anymore to where I was staying. And they started marching us to the next small village. One gendarme, it's not a policeman, it's a little bit higher rank than a policeman.
An officer.
Officer was on a bicycle and we're walking next to it. Actually, where I stayed, that person was coming with some food in his hand next to us. And then we go to the next small municipality and they said, go to the police station. 3 rascals to get rid of. Where's the ghetto? We're clean. The proudest thing was in the city to say, wir sind Judenrein. Whoever understands German, we are clean of Jews. This place is clean. We are clean of Judenrein. Rein is clean and Juden is Jews. And we go to the next one, to the 3rd one, and really, God saved us. The last small ghetto we went to, the last transport left practically hours before. So,
One minute. What they were trying to do, what the police officer that took my mother and the 2 little boys, they were trying to get rid of them to send them to a camp, to a death camp. But they kept going from, like, they were walking from one little city to the next little city. Like, imagine walking from Coat St. Luke to Hampstead to MPG. They were running along next to the policemen, and they, at every big little police station that the village had, my mother walked, and her brother and her cousin walked in with a police officer, and the police officer would say, I have some Jews for you. Like, now you can get rid of them. And they said, well, we don't have any Jews here anymore. No one's coming back. So you better take them to the next town, and there that you'll be able to get rid of them. But every town that they went to, you said you went to three towns,
To my
there
recollection.
were no more Jews left, so it meant no one was coming to pick up these Jews that they wanted to get rid of. So what happens at the end?
They take us to Budapest and
They take them back into the city.
into the city, and instantly they put us in the holding unit. It was
Like
more
a jail.
Actually, this is where they gathered people, where they sent them off to Germany from here. Because every day a truck would fill up, people were in this holding unit, and truck would fill up, and they put people on, and they left, and
Never came back.
never came back. And I was put in the first one, took me to a room where there were only women. And you remember that they took away all the kids already. They were the first to get rid of the kids because it's nuisance. They don't want no nuisances. So. And I went into this room, and there were shelves. People didn't sleep on. They slept on shelves. And a lady, a blonde lady in that corner, not in this one, I remember, like, blonde lady, she lost it. She saw me, she started hysterically. She totally went demented. There are children alive, I want my child. She was sobbing, I want my child. There's still children alive. She knew that they killed everybody. So they had to take me out of that room. Where did they take me? They take me to the holding unit where people are being sent to Auschwitz in 2 weeks, I think. 2 days, I don't know. Timeline, I don't know at all. So there we're sleeping on cots. I don't know if I dreamt it or someone who don't leave from here.
Somebody warned her, try not to leave from this
Not
room.
just the word, don't leave
from here.
Don't leave from here. Anyways, I might have dreamt it, I don't know. And as the truck pulls up and backs up, and the SS stands by the door with a clipboard, the door swings open, and everybody lines up and goes, picks up their names. I step up to him. I was skinny, not cute, not clean, not kept, and a speech impediment, everything in the negative. And I step up to him and I tell him, I'm sorry, I can't leave from here. I have 2 little brothers. They can't even tie their shoelaces. My mother is sick in the hospital, and my father is a soldier. Totally fabricated a story out of clear blue. And he felt sorry for me. He hit me.
He hit her behind the
He
door.
hit me behind the door, and the truck pulled off, and they said to me, scram, get lost. So I went out, and then I was with my brother and my cousin until my father's, he somehow kept track looking for us. And I went every day to the desk while I was here outside, telling them, my name is Marian Legastetner, do I have a letter, do I have a package, do I have a letter, do I have a package? Not, that's me, oh my gosh. And I closed it, it's in my pocket. In my pocket.
Okay, go ahead, Mommy.
And they don't give up. I shot it already.
No, it's okay.
Doesn't listen to me.
It's fine.
So they sent us to. They sent. I think that's German connection. That they're taking us for questioning.
1 minute. This is your father found you already?
Yes, then in this place.
Okay, so your father had found you in this
Yes.
holding area,
In the holding.
and then they took you all to where from there?
they took us to there was a Swedish, I don't know if people are aware of it. The Swedish king was very sympathetic.
The Swedish
King.
Yes.
King.
Raoul Wallenberg.
Yeah,
saved that.
Raoul Wallenberg was Swedish, and that's how we got in. There were Swedish protected homes. Certain, you know that in a different country, the embassy belongs to the country that the embassy is, like the American embassy. In China is America, is Washington.
If you're ever stuck in any country in the world,
The-
and you ring the doorbell of a
Of
Canadian
Canada.
embassy, which is just a house with Canadian people in it, but it's a little piece of Canada, you go in and they help you as a Canadian. So you're on a safe space wherever it is. So they were in the Swedish
Raoul Wallenberg
embassy.
arranged, because we became Swedish subjects, because my maiden name is Gestetner, and the first duplicating, anybody has parents that worked in an office or in a school knew that the Gestetner, that was the first duplicating machine. Before Xerox, before anything was the Gestetner, it was so its family. And we had a branch in Sweden, in Stockholm. So we became, that's how he legalized it. That was Wallenberg's wisdom.
That's why your family was able to stay.
That's why we stayed in the, so we were taken to the Swedish protected house. But by that time, the war was practically lost. But the Hungarians took over and they started shooting everybody into the river. They said, no more Swedish protected homes, everybody out. That's when, I don't know if you heard that in Budapest, they shot Jews into the river, in the Danube. I was there a month ago with my grandchildren and we took pictures. There was the monuments of brass shoes by the river. The shoes were taken off because shoes were very precious. It was a commodity. So the shoes, they made them take off. So
tell us what happened when they took you out of this home. Where were the Germans or the Hungarian taking you to?
But to
where
the
were
ghetto. We were walking.
What is a ghetto? What is
the
a ghetto?
ghetto? Is where they gathered the Jews, and that's where they gathered.
They
them
locked
to
you
be,
in.
Yeah, of course. No
They
one was
locked them
allowed to-
into an area
Yeah.
that was meant just for Jews, and they weren't allowed to go in or out. That meant there was very little food, right? Because you
There was
couldn't
no
bring
food,
in.
practically no food.
You had to be really creative, and many people couldn't survive without it. Tell us what happened while you were walking. One story about your cousin, what you
Yeah,
said,
Yeah,
and then
we
the
were
other
walking
story.
and they were shooting. I was standing in line, and a lady just looked out like this, and they shot her in the head. It was winter. She's lying in the snow. 2 weeks ago, my brother, who's 90 years old, he says, "Do you remember? You remember how the blood was going in the snow? We were watching. We were afraid to move our eyes because if you move, they shoot you." And we're watching the warm blood in the snow and the vapors coming up. Speaking about trauma. And actually, I was there a month ago with my grandchildren, close to 40 of us. And I saw them here and they started dancing there. People they were starting dancing, singing Israeli songs, Hebrew songs, and they were dancing on this place where I said, on this street, I didn't remember the spot, but I know it was that street. And they were standing and dancing. We came back more.
And what did your cousin say as you were walking?
We were walking terrified. My cousins, walk tall and straight. We are Jews. We're not sheep. Walk tall and straight. She was 16 years old. She kept on telling us, don't hang your head.
Be proud.
Be proud.
Be proud. Okay.
She marks on what I said last time. So
no, I didn't mark it down. I'm asking you the questions. Okay. Tell us about the time when you were so hungry that you had to steal some bread. What did you do?
I stole bread. That's all.
And where did you eat the bread? So you shouldn't be caught.
We hid under a truck.
Yes.
And they found us and they beat me up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what did your mother do when she had to give birth during the end of the war, and they were all in the ghetto. And my grandmother goes into labor. That means she's ready to have her baby. There
My
was
uncle
no
died.
hospital.
My uncle died there with two brothers, my father and my uncle.
Your father didn't die there.
No,
Uncle did.
My uncle died, and the two brothers, they buried him with signs, and they promised they took him out and didn't take him out and to put him to a Jewish cemetery. And
So what did your mother do?
my mother went into labor, and my father had a typhoid fever. He couldn't get off, and my mother walked over. It was sort of a clinic in a house, and a couple on the floor, a couple of dirty mattresses. Another lady gave birth, and my mother gave birth to it. Not a diaper. January 15th. Not a diaper. Not an undershirt. Not a blanket. Nothing for the baby. And she didn't have anything to eat either. Not water to wash herself. The lady on the floor, she pushed over a bowl, like a soup bowl of water that she used. She says, you can use this too. I don't have anything else. So the two of them, so what would you do? Cry. Not my mother. She ripped out the lining of her coat, and that was, she had the baby in there and into the coat. So she didn't have a coat, but she had a warm baby.
Right.
And that baby is a great grandfather today of an army today.
Okay.
He has a tribe.
What happened at the end of the war? What did you do, and where did you go?
Well, we went home to our house,
Okay.
which was ransacked. Nothing was there. Not. I don't think if they left cutlery. I don't know, but they managed.
You started again.
We started all over again. I remember that there was no food. There was no fruit to be had. But people went to the country. They even walked like not too far from the city where people had gardens, and they bartered whatever you had. Oh, my mother said, that clock you give me, I bring you a little bit of milk for your baby.
So they didn't have money. Money wasn't worth much. So they would, I'll give you my shirt if you give me a piece of butter. I'll give you a clock.
They wanted silver and jewelry, and people gave it away. But then we went to the countryside. Then we went to a smaller town, and just my father and uncle stayed to run the business. We went to the country
To eat, so that you could eat more.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where did you move to after the war?
What do you mean?
Where did you come?
Oh, to many places. First Prague. First time we were in Prague.
So after the war,
Then
they didn't want to stay in Hungary anymore because a terrible government came in, a communist government came in, and if they would be stuck
we
there.
had to escape
from
Hungary also.
So you went to Prague, and then from Prague you went to Belgium.
And from Belgium to Germany, and Germany we moved 11 times in 3.5 years.
Right, they never had a home. And then where did you finally come?
To Montreal, thank God. And when people, my grandson sent me a text, July 1st. Happy July 1st, Baba. Happy Canada. He lives in the States. I said, for me, you can say it every day. They took us in, tattered and torn, broken. We built homes here, businesses. I said, your mother went to the same school from nursery till she graduated. I went to 10 different ones, and none of them properly. So whenever they asked me, you went to school, I said, no, I went to Hitler's Academy. That's not school. But look.
Okay, and what message do you want to leave these beautiful girls and their parents and their families?
Each count, each and every one. No one ever say, I don't have to, so many people do it, it's all right, I'm okay. No. We need each and every one of us count. Everyone, no one is exempt. Do whatever you can, the nicest, the best. Step up to the plate when anybody needs anything and be there, and then you will be okay. And then you count. That's when you count.
Okay, girls, do you have any questions? Or mothers or fathers? Anybody has questions?
I don't have the answer, but ask.
Okay, great.
They know everything.
Okay, you're all wonderful.
I
Thank
do
you,
it
Mommy.
for Ita and
Yeah.
for her.
Okay.
That's what I do. We all survived.
Right. Okay, you know what? Tell us, there's a very interesting story because my mother
Actually-
comes from a very big family, and everyone from the family all came back, and my mother will tell you what happened.
That's a miracle. You don't have to believe, but it's true. Because now that I'm older, I keep on thinking, why didn't they shoot us? They had no problem shooting. He was walking next to us with a gun. Now that I'm both mature, they see, they didn't kill us. There was a rabbi, the Belzer Rebbe was
Rabbi?
a rabbi, a big rabbi in Budapest. And my father said, I have a large family. And he took a bowl of silver coin and said to the rabbi, bless these coins, I want to save my family. And we all had a coin in our necks. He pierced holes on it.
He made it like a
Silver coins,
necklace, a coin.
And everyone
as a-
had a silver necklace. And one day we come home, they vanished. Not one remained.
But whoever had the
But
coin,
whoever had the coin is here. A baby. My brother was a baby. They gave him up to somebody, and you won't believe it, in a village, on a farm. And they tried to, test if he would survive like cattle. So my mother said, I have to see my brother just told me now. He said he remembers how my mother was sobbing hysterically when she had to give the baby away, of course. And she says, I want to see him. I want to see him. They brought him back, and she found grass and leaves in the diaper. He said, he's not going back. And they found somebody else.
they didn't
took
feed
in.
him anything except for grass.
They tried, and my mother saw the way he looks. She says, they opened, sees the diaper, she says, this is not okay.
So they found another house.
Yeah, he had a necklace.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you wanted us to film? Okay.
Anyways, I think you heard enough. I think it's enough. Yes,
Where does your brother live now?
that brother lives in heaven. But thank God,
Which brother? The one that you went,
Michael,
yes,
yeah.
he passed away.
Yeah.
Not then, he passed away in
No,
Montreal.
in Montreal.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much younger was he?
How much
much
younger
younger?
he was than me? He was 2.5 years younger than me.
He was 5.5. 5.
Yeah, about, yeah. About
He
that
was
age.
5.
Yes. You're a
Is it
beautiful
girls?
class, gorgeous girls, and the parents should have a lot of nachas if you know what that is. Joy, true joy.
Yes.
Any other questions? Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that with
Pleasure.
us. And thank you all for joining us.
Look
If
at
you have
this
any other
one.
questions, you can definitely come and ask.
My question is, how do I have such a general? A gift from God.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, you're great. Thanks for coming, all of you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Huh?